Do you ever wake up feeling a little less vibrant than you used to? A bit sluggish? Perhaps even noticing a subtle decline in your energy levels throughout the day? Especially when it comes to certain intimate moments. It's a challenge many men over 60 quietly face. A gradual fading of that youthful spark and confidence that can truly impact your daily life and even your relationships. You might be making healthy choices, eating your fruits, exercising, yet still feeling like something is holding you back. Something is just off. What if I told you that some of the very foods you're instinctively reaching for at breakfast, thinking they're doing you good, might actually be contributing to these frustrating issues, silently impacting your vitality, your drive, and yes, even your erections? It's a surprising truth, often overlooked, that your morning fruit bowl could be a hidden saboteur. Today, we're going to gently peel back the layers and uncover 10 common fruits that, when eaten for breakfast, could be inadvertently robbing you of your energy, your hormonal balance, and that crucial blood flow needed for optimal performance. This isn't about deprivation. It's about empowerment through knowledge, helping you make smarter choices for a more vibrant life. Stay with me until the very end, because what I reveal about the last few fruits might truly surprise you and change the way you look at your breakfast plate forever. Let's gently ease into this. Starting with a fruit many of us reach for without a second thought, believing it's a powerhouse of natural goodness. And in many ways it is, but perhaps not as the first thing you put into your body in the morning. The first fruit on our list to reconsider for breakfast, especially if you're over 60, is the mango. Oh, the sweet, tropical delight of a ripe mango. It tastes like sunshine, doesn't it? And yes, mangoes are packed with vitamins and antioxidants. However, a single medium-sized mango, particularly a ripe one, can contain over 45 grams of natural sugar. To put that into perspective, that's more sugar than a can of soda. Now, when you eat a mango for breakfast, on an empty stomach, your body rapidly absorbs all that sugar. This causes a quick and significant spike in your blood glucose levels. Now, your body is incredibly smart, and it will try to bring those levels down by releasing a surge of insulin. This is where the trouble begins, especially for men over 60. Frequent and dramatic insulin spikes, day after day, year after year, can contribute to insulin resistance over time. This condition makes your body less efficient at using insulin, leading to chronically higher blood sugar levels. Why does this matter for your erections? Well, prolonged high blood sugar damages your blood vessels, particularly the delicate ones. Think about your blood vessels like tiny, intricate highways carrying vital nutrients and blood throughout your body. When these highways are constantly bombarded with excess sugar, their linings, called the endothelium, become stiff and less pliable. This damage directly impairs nitric oxide production, a crucial molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, which is absolutely essential for healthy blood flow to the penis. Without adequate nitric oxide and flexible blood vessels, achieving and maintaining a strong erection becomes a significant challenge. Instead of a mango for breakfast, consider a handful of berries like blueberries or raspberries, which are much lower in sugar and high in fiber, helping to slow sugar absorption and provide sustained energy. Moving on from the sweet allure of mangoes, let's talk about another breakfast favorite, the banana soylaks. Particularly the overly ripe ones, many of us prefer for their sweetness and ease of eating. Bananas are famous for their potassium, which is excellent for heart health and blood pressure, and they are certainly a convenient grab-and-go option. But just like mangoes, their sugar content, especially when very ripe, can be surprisingly high. A large, very ripe banana can have upwards of 25 to 30 grams of sugar, mostly in the form of rapidly absorbed fructose and glucose. Eating this on an empty stomach first thing in the morning can trigger a similar blood sugar roller coaster as a mango, leading to that energy crash mid-morning that leaves you feeling sluggish and tired. This constant cycle of sugar spikes and crashes not only stresses your pancreas, but also contributes to systemic inflammation over time. Chronic inflammation is a silent enemy, eroding your overall health, including your cardiovascular system. And, as we just discussed, a healthy cardiovascular system with flexible, responsive blood vessels is the bedrock of erectile function. Furthermore, when your energy levels plummet due to a sugar crash. Your overall vitality and desire for intimacy can also take a hit. It's hard to feel passionate when your body is struggling to regulate its energy. If you love bananas, try having a less ripe one, which has more resistant starch and less simple sugar, and pair it with a source of healthy fats and protein, like a spoonful of almond butter or Greek yogurt, to help slow down sugar absorption and provide more balanced energy. This small adjustment can make a world of difference in how your body processes that sugar. Next on our list, often perceived as a healthy snack or breakfast addition, are grapes. These tiny juicy powerhouses are incredibly easy to pop into your mouth, handful after handful, making it simple to consume a surprising amount of sugar without even realizing it. A single cup of grapes, which is not a lot when you're casually snacking, can contain around 23 grams of sugar, and who eats just 1 cup of grapes for breakfast? Often, we're pouring them into a bowl, mixing them with yogurt, or just munching on a large bunch. Because grapes are so small and have a high water content, they don't fill you up as quickly as some other fruits, leading to overconsumption. This concentrated sugar load, absorbed quickly, again triggers those blood sugar spikes we've been discussing. The cumulative effect of these repeated spikes on your blood vessels and insulin sensitivity is significant. It's like a slow, steady chipping away at the very foundations of your vascular health. Over decades, this kind of dietary pattern can accelerate the development of atherosclerosis, a condition where plaque builds up in your arteries, narrowing them and restricting blood flow, and when the arteries supplying blood to the penis become narrowed or hardened. The result is clear difficulty achieving and maintaining erections. It's not just about the immediate sugar rush. It's about the long-term impact on your circulatory system. So, while grapes offer some antioxidants, their high sugar density makes them less ideal as a primary breakfast fruit, especially if you're trying to optimize your sexual health after 60. Consider swapping them for a handful of nuts, which provide healthy fats, protein, and fiber, offering sustained energy without the sugar overload, supporting your blood vessels in a much healthier way. Now that we've talked about some of the popular morning choices that can inadvertently stress your system with their sugar load, let's explore a few more that might be lurking in your fruit bowl or pantry, masquerading as perfectly healthy options. Our fourth fruit to be wary of for breakfast, especially if you're over 60, is a pineapple. Ooh. This tropical fruit is wonderfully refreshing and contains bromelain, an enzyme that aids digestion, which sounds great. However, pineapple also has a relatively high glycemic index, meaning its sugars are quickly converted to glucose and absorbed into your bloodstream. A single cup of pineapple chunks can contain about 16 grams of sugar. While not as high as a mango, it's still a significant amount to consume on an empty stomach for someone trying to manage blood sugar and inflammation. The rapid sugar absorption can lead to a quick energy boost, followed by an equally quick crash, leaving you feeling lethargic. This roller coaster of energy levels isn't conducive to sustained vitality or a healthy libido when your body is constantly dealing with these sugar surges. It's under more stress, and stress hormones can negatively impact your testosterone levels, which are already naturally declining as we age. Optimal testosterone is crucial not only for libido and energy, but also for maintaining muscle mass and bone density. Furthermore, the inflammatory response triggered by frequent sugar spikes can worsen existing conditions that affect erectile function, such as cardiovascular disease or type 2 diabetes. So, while pineapple can be a delicious treat, it might be better enjoyed in smaller portions, perhaps after a meal that includes protein and healthy fats, or even as an occasional dessert rather than a breakfast staple. Prioritizing foods that offer a slower, more sustained release of energy will serve your body and your intimate life much better in the long run. Moving on from fresh fruits, let's consider some common dried varieties that often find their way onto our breakfast plates, in oatmeal, or as a quick snack. The fifth and sixth fruits on our list, which you should reconsider for breakfast, are dried dates and dried figs. These are often hailed as natural sweeteners and energy boosters, and indeed, they are packed with fiber, minerals, and a good punch of natural sugar. The problem lies in their concentrated form. When fruit is dried, its water content is removed, leaving behind a much smaller, denser package of sugar and nutrients. For instance, just 3 medjool dates can contain around 50 grams of sugar, and it's incredibly easy to eat more than that, especially if you're adding them to a smoothie or a bowl of cereal. Similarly, dried figs are sugar powerhouses. Eating such a concentrated dose of sugar first thing in the morning is like giving your system a massive, unavoidable sugar shock. Your blood sugar levels skyrocket, leading to an even more pronounced insulin response than fresh fruits. The long-term consequences are the same, but potentially accelerated increased risk of insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and damage to the delicate endothelial lining of your blood vessels. Imagine trying to run a marathon after only eating pure sugar. You'd get a burst of energy, then an inevitable crash that would leave you feeling completely drained. This metabolic stress takes a toll on your body's overall function, including its ability to achieve and maintain robust blood flow. It's not just about the sugar content, but also about the lack of water that usually helps to dilute and slow down absorption in fresh fruit. While dried dates and figs can be a healthy addition to a balanced diet, consuming them in large quantities for breakfast, especially without balancing them with protein and healthy fats, can be counterproductive to your energy, your metabolic health, and ultimately, your erectile function. If you enjoy their sweetness, try using just 1 or 2 as a natural sweetener in a protein-rich smoothie, or as a small part of a larger, balanced breakfast, rather than making them the main event, following the theme of concentrated sugars. Our 7th fruit to be cautious with at breakfast, particularly in its dried form, is the dried apricot. Just like dates and figs, dried apricots are a concentrated source of natural sugars. While fresh apricots are relatively modest in sugar, a handful of dried apricots can pack a significant sugar punch due to the removal of water. For example, a half-cup serving of dried apricots can contain around 38 grams of sugar. Again, the issue isn't the natural sugar itself, but the sheer quantity and the rapid absorption when consumed in larger amounts on an empty stomach. This rapid influx of sugar causes a sharp spike in blood glucose, triggering that strong insulin response we've been discussing. Over time, this repetitive cycle contributes to insulin resistance, which is a key player in metabolic dysfunction. When your metabolism isn't running optimally, it impacts every system in your body, including your hormonal balance and your cardiovascular health, both of which are absolutely crucial for maintaining erectile function as you age. Insulin resistance can lead to lower levels of free testosterone, a hormone vital for libido, energy, and sexual health. Moreover, the chronic inflammation associated with sugar overload contributes to atherosclerosis, hardening your arteries and restricting that vital blood flow. It's a domino effect, where seemingly healthy breakfast choices can have far-reaching negative impacts. So, while dried apricots offer good fiber and vitamins, consider them more of a treat or a small addition to a larger, more balanced meal. Prioritize fresh, whole fruits with higher fiber content and lower sugar density for your breakfast. Or pair any dried fruit with protein and healthy fats to mitigate the sugar spike and provide more sustained energy throughout your morning. We're nearing the end of our list, but don't tune out yet, because the next few fruits are truly eye-opening, especially in the quantities we often consume them for breakfast, and their potential impact on your morning vitality and beyond. Our 8th fruit to reconsider for your breakfast plate, especially in large quantities, are Kanto cherries. Now, cherries are celebrated for their antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, which give them their vibrant red color and offer anti-inflammatory benefits. They are wonderful for fighting free radicals and promoting overall health. However, when eaten in large quantities for breakfast, especially the sweeter varieties, cherries can contribute a substantial amount of natural sugar. A cup of sweet cherries can contain around 19 grams of sugar. It's easy to mindlessly consume 2 or even 3 cups if you're enjoying them fresh and in season. This sugar load, while natural, can still cause a significant blood sugar spike when consumed on an empty stomach. For men over 60, managing blood sugar levels is paramount for maintaining vascular health. which directly impacts erectile function. Beyond the sugar, some people find that eating a large quantity of cherries, particularly on an empty stomach, can lead to digestive discomfort due to their sorbitol content, a sugar alcohol. While not harmful, bloating, gas, or an upset stomach can certainly dampen your overall sense of well-being and energy, making you less inclined for intimacy or anything else that requires robust energy. The goal for breakfast is to fuel your body with steady, sustained energy, not to trigger a sugar rush followed by a crash, or to burden your digestive system. While cherries are fantastic for your health, perhaps a handful as part of a varied breakfast with protein and healthy fats, rather than a large bowl as the main event, is a more balanced approach to support both your overall health and your intimate vitality. Our ninth fruit, often thought of as the ultimate refreshing choice, but one to be mindful of in large breakfast quantities, is watermelon. Watermelon is wonderfully hydrating and refreshing, packed with vitamins A and C, and contains citrulline, which is converted to arginine in the body, a precursor to nitric oxide, which is great for blood flow. So, what's the catch? The catch lies in its glycemic index and the sheer volume often consumed for breakfast. While it's mostly water, watermelon has a relatively high glycemic index of around 76. This means its sugars are absorbed very quickly into your bloodstream, leading to a rapid blood sugar spike, even if the total sugar content per serving isn't as high as some other fruits. A generous wedge of watermelon, which is a common breakfast portion, can easily contain 20 to 30 grams of sugar, all hitting your system very rapidly. This fast absorption leads to a quick blood sugar surge, followed by that familiar crash, leaving you feeling tired and drained rather than energized. For men, over 60 consistent blood sugar spikes are detrimental to vascular health and can contribute to insulin resistance, both of which, as we've discussed, are key factors in maintaining healthy blood flow and erectile function. While the citrulline in watermelon is a benefit, it's often outweighed by the large sugar load if eaten in excess on an empty stomach. Your body needs sustained energy and stable blood sugar for optimal performance in all areas of life. If you love watermelon, consider having a smaller portion later in the day, or pair it with protein and healthy fats at breakfast, like a side of eggs or Greek yogurt, to slow down that sugar absorption and provide a more balanced energy release. It's all about balance and how you combine your foods to support your body's natural rhythms. Finally, we arrive at our 10th and last fruit on this list, one that is less common than some others but still popular in certain cuisines and often consumed as a sweet breakfast treat, and that is lychee. Lychees are small, incredibly sweet, and delightfully juicy, offering a unique flavor. They are also rich in vitamin C and have some antioxidant properties. However, their primary characteristic, and why they make this list for breakfast, is their exceptionally high sugar content. Just a handful of these small fruits can pack a significant sugar punch, and it's very easy to eat many more than a handful due to their size and deliciousness. Like many of the other fruits we've discussed, consuming a large quantity of high sugar lychees on an empty stomach results in a rapid and substantial increase in blood sugar levels. This sets off that cascade of insulin release, followed by a potential sugar crash, leaving you feeling sluggish and low on energy, which is precisely the opposite of what you want first thing in the morning when you're trying to optimize your vitality. Moreover, repeated high blood sugar spikes contribute to systemic inflammation and can damage the delicate lining of your blood vessels over time. This vascular damage is a direct impediment to healthy blood flow, which, as we now understand, is absolutely critical for erectile function. While occasional enjoyment of lychees as a sweet treat is perfectly fine, making them a regular part of your breakfast, especially in large quantities, might be inadvertently working against your goals of sustained energy, optimal hormonal balance, and robust sexual health as you navigate your 60s and beyond. Prioritizing fruits that offer a more balanced profile of fiber, lower sugar, and a sustained energy release will serve you much better on your journey to vibrant health. So, we've explored 10 common fruits: mango, ripe banana, grapes, pineapple, dried dates, dried figs, dried apricots, cherries in large quantities, watermelon in large quantities, and lychee, all of which, when eaten in large amounts for breakfast, can contribute to blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and ultimately impact your vital vascular health and energy levels. Remember, this isn't about villainizing fruit or cutting out all fruit forever. It's about being smart, being informed, and making conscious choices that truly support your health and vitality as you age. It's about understanding that while fruit is natural, the way we consume it, especially on an empty stomach, in large quantities, can have very real consequences for our energy, our hormonal balance, and yes, for our intimate health. Small changes in your morning routine can make a truly profound difference. Consider swapping out these high-sugar breakfast fruits for options like berries, which are lower in sugar and higher in fiber, or pairing your fruit with protein and healthy fats like Greek yogurt, eggs, or a handful of nuts. These combinations help slow down sugar absorption, providing a more stable and sustained release of energy throughout your morning, which directly supports your overall well-being and keeps your body functioning optimally. You have the power to reclaim your energy, your confidence, and that zest for life you desire. By making these mindful adjustments, you're investing in your long-term health, ensuring that your body has the fuel it needs to thrive in every aspect. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you noticed a difference when you change your breakfast habits? Share your experiences and any insights you have in the comments below. Your journey might inspire someone else, and if this conversation has sparked some new ideas for you. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps our channel grow and reach more people who can benefit from these discussions. Also, consider subscribing to our channel for more helpful content and practical advice designed to help you live your best life vibrantly. No matter your age, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep thriving. Here's to living your best life every single day.